Hello everyone, hope you're all alright. So I just got some music on. Hopefully that's not too loud for you. That's alright. Alright, sorry. So I've missed you all the last couple of weeks. There's stuff going on. Last weekend, family day with the cinema happened to be the same time the live was on, so I couldn't do the live. And we watched something I enjoy. Some of you laugh, but it was Downton Abbey, the film that come out. Absolutely, I love Downton Abbey anyway. I've got all the box series, the previous films that come out, so it was a no-brainer. We had to watch this one, and I can't remember what happened the week before that now, but managed to live this time just by the skin of my teeth, because something happened to me today which made me wonder if I'll be able to do the live, but it has now passed, which I'll come on to in a bit later. Nelly would know. So yeah, it's been good to get back out. Window cleaning, I don't know about you guys, but last week was terrible. Monday, Tuesday had high winds, so I couldn't window clean. Wednesday the winds were kind of up there, but thought I was going to go for it because the rain wasn't meant to be heavy, and it was me Coningsby day where I'd do a 100-mile round trip. So we did a couple that were on the outskirts of Coningsby anyway. They're the ones where we normally lose a bit of time. Once I hit Coningsby, all the work's compact and speeds up. And when we were heading to Coningsby, me and Matthew looked at each other and said, the wind's getting up, the rain's getting worse. So we sacked it off. So I had to drive all the way home. But then Thursday, I just said, at least when we go out there, the ones where we lose a bit of time, they're gone. And we did a job with someone with fascia sofas and gutters, an annual job we do, and a canopy roof. So it kind of gave us time and water for that. So all in all, kind of worked out well. And then I just wondered how the rest of the week was going to go, because I had no idea with the weather, as you don't. But luckily it was always good. And I was working this Saturday. It's the Saturday I work once a month anyway. And I've been working obviously Saturdays in between that at the moment. And we had another fascia, soffits and gutters job in on that Saturday as well. So at least I clawed something back. So yeah, I just welcome people in on the comments. Sorry, I've missed some there. Hi Tony mate, you alright? Thanks for joining. Hi Aaron, afternoon. Whereabouts are you mate? Oh yeah, it's evening isn't it? So sorry, I thought you were somewhere like in Australia or America or something. Shows you how mad I'm going. Hi Nelly buddy, I'll explain why in a minute. And hi James, you alright mate? Thanks for coming back in. But yeah, I've had a bit of a funny day because I've got up, I've had a little bit of a lay-in, which doesn't normally happen. I went out and did a run because I've been running a lot the last 5 weeks. So I get up most mornings, me watch, if it says you can go for a run, I'll do it. If it tells me to rest, I'll rest. So I'm just going off that. So I've been doing like 40-minute runs, 4.5 miles most mornings. I'll be doing my own light weights in the evenings 4 times a week, Monday, Tuesday, and just repeat it Thursday, Friday. I've been doing that as well. So I've lost about half a stone, so I'm happy with that. Hi Mark, you alright mate? And yeah, so that's all been going good. So I did the run anyway this morning. Then we had brunch because we have like a late breakfast obviously on a Sunday. Then took the dogs out for a 4-mile walk. Come back, watched telly for a bit and thought, right, I'm going to do the van. So I was cleaning the van, and me being me, I had the old fart attacks on. So much to my amusement, obviously, because I must have stopped growing up when I was about 10, and I've forever stayed that way, mentally anyway. Trying, Mark. I know you're out on your bike, mate. It's all good, innit? I'm enjoying it anyway, the running. And yeah, so I got a bit carried away. Should have known the warning signs really when you do that many on the trot, that something probably wasn't right. And I washed the van and I thought, I've got all the kit out, might as well wash the family car, which is what I end up doing anyway. I throw that watch in the bin. And yeah, it's when I was doing the car, I went far too far basically. So it was one of them ones where your eyes nearly pop out of your head. And it was running down my leg and I thought, oh no. So Ministry of Funny Walks through the house, laughing, and the family wondering what the hell was so funny. I said I'll tell you later because I don't want to get a sock full at the moment. Sorted myself out anyway, so yeah, that's why I nearly didn't make the live tonight, but it seems to have passed now, so I've got to a safe point. So I think I'll be working tomorrow. However, I will be spending the rest of this evening not far from the toilet, just in case, but hopefully everything will be all right. Maybe Nelliot's also in body saying, give the jogging a bit of a rest. I'm going to come back with a vengeance if you don't. So yeah, that's how this week's been. Lost 3 days, but I've worked obviously Thursday, Friday, and then I'd work on this Saturday, so that's done. Fans turned round, everything's trolley's on charge, so everything will be ready tomorrow morning. Getting out there. We had some bad weather here Saturday. It turned nasty. Really windy as well, and then Saturday night as well to the early hours this morning, so it made me think, oh no, here we go, I'm going to have rain this week, but the weather forecast looking good for us to work this week, so as long as everything's workable, I'm happy. Mark's is saying where you are out in Leeds, isn't it? It rained all day there Saturday as well. Yeah, customers were telling me on Friday they said temperature's going to drop to about 15, they were saying on the Saturday, and then we're going to have a wet week, but the week is looking good all right so far, so I'll be happy just to work. And something else I had to do this Saturday is get some new glasses, so I've got 2 pairs. I got these sunglasses here, polarizing ones, and then normal glasses. I've obviously made a boo-boo because when I was speaking to the people about getting me glasses, I was asking for the reactive ones, react to light, and obviously I must have used the word polarizing somewhere at the end, so I've got polarized lenses in there rather than reactive ones. But they're not too dark actually, so I reckon I'll be alright. I could probably wear them even when the sun goes a bit and still be working rather than swapping glasses around. But I've needed reading glasses. I needed these for driving, looking at the telly, so it was distance. Now I've got distance and reading glasses, so I've got varifocals. So I'm trying to get used to them because there's 2 lenses in one, but these are quite good. It's just round about my nose here, just arcs over, so actually reading bit, and the rest here is for your driving. Obviously walking up the stairs looks a bit weird, but years of being drunk, I can deal with that. I'm not too bad. So it's just getting used to them and moving my head about when reading things. So like I said to someone else, I'm going to look like Jason Bourne now in a cafe reading a menu or something. Look like I'm looking for exits. They probably think I'm going to be a non-payer and going to be one of those runners. Tony's just saying Saturday winds were strong again. Whereabouts are you, Tony? Nellie's saying the weather plays a big part in our industry. It does, doesn't it? And sometimes you look at the weather, you still got to call it on the day, really, because the weather forecasts aren't always the most accurate in the world. Good enough to work from, but it's still good being working outside, I think, rather than inside. It'd kill me living indoors all the time and working in a building. Mark's saying, if you're 3 days behind, does that mean you're working next 3 Saturdays? No, mate, I won't. I'm just 3 days behind. That's the way I work. I won't catch up. The reason why I've been working Saturdays between Saturdays, well, I work once a month, is just where people have booked in jobs for fascia softs and gutters or gutter clears. I always do them on a Saturday, separate to my window cleaning or any big jobs like that. So we're nearly clearing them and they'll tail off because obviously the worse the weather's getting here. Tony, right, you're 20 minutes from Aldershot. Gotcha. My last job, this will make you laugh, Tony, going to Aldershot. I don't know if you know about this. I got pinged on a camera for a PCN penalty, something noticed. We're going for a zone where the emissions basically, and because I hadn't pre-registered and all that, I've ended up with a £90 fine. Nelly, I think, mentioned something before, and yeah, I've got to pay it. I sort of like appealed to their best mercy sort of thing, and have just said pay you 90 quid. So that's something I'm going to do after the live, get that done. So I'm going to make sure next time I stay on the M25 and don't miss me turning to get on the M25. I was going down the A1, missed the turning on the M25. Me sat nav rerouted me, but it took me through one of them zones and I got clobbered. James is saying good weather where we are. Spent sorting out a new van. MOT nightmare, had to bite the bullet and cut my losses. Oh, bloody hell, James. Yeah, my van's been all right. It passed the last MOT, and that is the first time it's ever passed an MOT. Even the, like my friend Mark, Bren, who runs the garage, he was kind of like surprised as well as I was. There's normally something. So I'm waiting for something to go this time round. And the MOT's normally just after Christmas, basically, early January. Because the weather's normally shite, so that's when I have it booked in. I know it's a silly time after Christmas, but the money gets put aside. But yeah, I feel your pain there, and I'm sure a lot of people have. Has anyone else had any van trouble as well? But you got to make these decisions, haven't you? Like you said, you've bit the bullet, gone for a new van. So hopefully you're liking the new van, mate. And like you say, you're just reconfiguring it, sorting it all out. And I'm sure the next few weeks, you'll be changing a few things around as you go as well. But you're going to end up happy with it. It's just a shame, isn't it? We take our vans for granted, to be honest. We do a lot of work. Mark's just asking what you got. Yeah, and Tony, like I said, he's just feeling for you there, James, mate. So did you get the new van like on finance, or did you have enough money to sort of like pay it outright? Because like when I got my van, I just got a business loan, and that covered the cost of a new van plus all the kit. I did all that from day one, as most of you all know anyway. And then I've had a problem with my van where, with the engine cost me over $2,000. I had to get it taken out, re-skimmed, rebuilt, put in there. And then a couple of years later, it completely went. So I had to get $4,000 for a new engine replaced, put in there. But as long as it keeps going, it should be all right for the next few years. But it just goes to show you, with your pricing, you got to like include all these things, haven't you? It's nice to have money at the side. You can put aside and build up a pot for your next van, so you don't end up having to like borrow money for the next van. It's already paid. But there's always something in life that goes wrong, and you end up robbing Paul to pay Peter, or we do. We're kind of experts at that. It's like these glasses, 2 pairs of them were 420 quid. And then my wife's got to get her glasses, so I said we'll stagger a couple of months, but at least I got these. I need them. Shows you how bad my old glasses were, to be honest. Nellie's just saying, as the old saying goes, make hay when the sun shines. We book as much possible into each day and hope the weather goes our way. And that's true, isn't it? That's what I was trying to say to me sons, like in the summer, they're saying like so busy, and I'm like, well, you have to, because in the winter you don't know what's going to happen with the weather. So you want to build a cushion in the bank, basically, don't you? So you don't have to worry so much. That's like when we lost the 3 days last week. I said to my wife, I'm not bothered too much. We can afford a bit, just do it. It's out of our control. I just hope the rest of the month goes all right, because I really need that money because of my glasses and other stuff. But yeah. Like I say, with the weather, there's a lot of jobs out there, aren't they, that are dependent on the weather. I mean, even people who work inside, the guys that keep running out of the house to the van to get their tools back in, it's a pain for them when it's wet. They have to go through that rigmarole of trying to keep the house clean for the customer and all that lot. And they can't leave stuff outside because it's going to get soaked. So it's amazing how many people are affected by the weather as well. And then typical thing, isn't it? In the summer, busy period, you can't get enough work in because you're just absolutely chockers busy. And then you're getting customers go on holiday as well, aren't you? Which is going to happen in the summer, things like that. So I just seen James come in with a message. The MOT guy was great, didn't want to fail the van. It had 11 days left. I needed an auto electrician to look at, sort the airbag light. That was even before the MOT. Mechanically, it's just about dead. So it's done you well then, James, really, I suppose. How long have you had it? Hi Angus, you alright, mate? Thanks for joining in. Because like my van's, God, 2014. and I got it in 2018. So I've had it for like nearly 8 years. I keep, every time I take it to my mate's garage to do for the MOT and that, I'm like, how's it doing? And he's like, it's fine. Just keep servicing it and it should keep going. But you're probably like me. There could be 2 vans on the same production line and I'll have the one that goes kaput and someone else will have the next van, and that will be fine for absolutely years. Hi Marcus, you alright mate? Hi Mills Cleaning as well. Just saying, hi guys, my van's been hit today by someone who hadn't stopped. Looks like my van is a write-off. Oh, that's just way below the belt, that is. Jesus Christ, mate. It's the last thing you want on the Sunday, innit? Just before work. I don't even know how long the insurance is going to do to switch that out. And if you still lost days, I feel for you, mate, because all you want to do is go out and clean a bloody window, innit? James Sanner went for 2021 Berlingo on finance. Not ideal. Had 4 years out of the old one. If anything, it's now given me the incentive to push the business. I've been coasting a bit. Right, I got you, yeah. It's probably a reminder for everyone, to be honest. I know it's something I need to do, but I'm focusing on managing to pay chunks off every month so far for the credit cards. So I'm going to be whittling them ones down. I'll be happy to get them blanked off. And that's what I'm going to focus on. I don't think I'm going to get a hot water system this winter, the way things are going, and new glasses and stuff. But yeah, shit, mate. Have you got any neighbours in? Have got any cameras or CCTV? Hopefully someone might have caught something. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? And you can get a number plate or something. And you know, the insurance companies, I suppose, Neves might think you could be making this up and it's an insurance job, but flipping hell, I'm sure they've seen it all before. Oh, nice one. So you can at least do some work. Tell you what, mate, you might get a good sympathy off the customers and they'll give you some tips for Christmas. But no, it's obviously, if no one has stopped, obviously, it's probably the people. It's how people are these days, isn't it, mainly? Or it's going to be someone who's not insured in the first bloody place. There's plenty of them about. Thing is, isn't it, mate? It's going to be hard because you're trying to work, but you're also trying to make all these phone calls to get this sorted out, and that's hard to do as well. You can't be in 2 places at once. Is that Emmerich, if I said your name right, mate? And just put me right if I haven't. But obviously it's hard to do through text. But hi guys, do you also have a slow season? I hear some say the work is as much in the winter than in the summer, but it's not my case. I think what to think about, been in business for 2 years now. From my point of view, mate, it's pretty much steady throughout the complete year is what I find. It's just in the summer I'm getting extra work because you're getting fascia softs and gutters towards when the leaves, because there's no seasons anymore, so I just tell customers when the leaves off your trees, call me for your gutter clears. So I get the gutter clears in, but I still get a lot of gutter clears in the spring as well. And I get a couple of people that like me to clean the fascia softs and gutters prior to them going up with the Christmas lights. So I don't get tons of them jobs, but I get a couple. But as for the windows, that's pretty constant. And if I do get any that skip, I don't mind, because when you get the shorter days, it helps me out basically, especially when it's getting dark by 4. But what I do find, the windows are a lot easier to clean January, well, December, about November, December, January time. It's just so much easier to clean because they stay cleaner for longer with all the weather. But yeah, no, mate, I don't find it dips off too much at all. And the little bits that do happen, it does it in a helpful way, if that makes sense. Not sure about what everyone else will say. Mills saying, I've got on dash cam, reported it to police, but my insurance just looked like want to write it off. Yeah, when our family car got hit, all they do is write stuff off. One of my customers, actually, he was driving to see family, hit a point where he got diverted. It diverted him from an area he didn't know. And then he said there was a warning sign, but someone had hit that and knocked it down about a sharp corner. So he didn't know about it. And then he ended up going sideways around this corner. And the car skidded and he went in the ditch, ripped his car off. Luckily he's got sons in the trade, so they got a new car. Well, new car, I mean, they brought another car, 750 quid. And would you believe it, it was a garage 5 minutes away from where he wrote his car off. His car was drivable, to be honest, but it got damaged when it was being dragged out the ditch. And they just said they're not going to fix it. So he's got another car for 750 quid, all on the road as well. And he's getting friends, luckily, neighbours. They're going to help him change the cam belt and stuff like that. And he's good to go. So he's done really well. But yeah, I do think insurance companies are very more keen to just write it off. So it's an open book, closed case. Because with our car, they just offered us money straight away because they said they have it open and then closed within 21 days. And because the police couldn't prove who was at fault, so we just took the money. But it cost us £2,000 to get another car as well, on top of all that. And it's not your fault, so yeah, it's rubbish, isn't it? But is anyone in here? Because I'm pretty sure you can still get it fixed yourself, can't you? But it should be down as a category D or something like that. I suppose you just got to find someone who's prepared to do it. Yeah, Nelly's just asking where you are, mate. Marcus saying, keep servicing the debt above all else, mate. You'll be so glad afterwards. Then you'll have it, yeah, extra for other things. We're working it down, and I will be a lot happier with that thing bloody gone and cleared off. There's two. There's one that's not too bad, but I'm focusing on the big one. And that's what I'm going to do, is just try and reduce debts and outgoings, like you're saying. Makes a big difference. Oh, cheers, Emmerich. It's easy to pronounce for a French speaker. No worries about the feedback, mate. It's only regular clients, or also one-shots 1 time a year. Got you. So are you in the UK or are you in France, mate? But your window cleaning should be pretty solid, I would say, all year round. I know the guys that do pressure washing, that's different for them. They're really busy in the summer. So there is a season, and then it kind of tails off when the bad weather starts to get here. But I think this year, a lot of them have been saying it's been different to other years. Some people have struggled, where some have been all right, but to get the work, so it's as if people are holding back a bit. I think because everyone's worried about what's going to happen with the government and all this stuff, and the cost of living just constantly keeps going up, doesn't it? Mill Sanders approaching the roundabout, other car leaving the roundabout. Oh, bloody hell, veered onto my side of the road head on, but went into the side of my van. Would have been a head-on collision with the car behind. Had not hit mine. Oh, that was fortunate. Right, with this, had the car behind hit you and sort of like then made it side on? Yeah, James saying, I started window cleaning to clear debt. Now I've had to take on more debt to keep window cleaning. Got to keep pushing on and keep the money coming in. Hope you sorted Mills cleaning. Yeah, I mean, used to take me ages just to have enough money to buy a new flipping brush, 50 quid. I'd have to wait about 3 months. But you just got to push through it, don't you? And now I'll just buy it because I need it. You just know it's going to be there. It's just hard because you can't predict every month, can you? But at the same time, I've been doing it for nearly 8 years, so it's solid. And other window cleaners say they've been through all sorts of things. And there's people on here who've been window cleaning for decades. Emmerich saying I'm from the French part of Belgium doing 90% window cleaning and a bit of solar panel cleaning. How are you finding, out of interest, the solar panel cleaning over in Belgium? Is that kind of like taking off? Because I've heard like, I think they're bringing in like legislations here in the UK. So if there's a new, say, industrial building being built, when they reach a certain size, they have to have a certain amount of solar panels on the roof. So obviously the bigger the building, the more solar panels. And then obviously you're going to need people up there with the right equipment to clean them. So that's why I think a lot of people buying those robotic ones and operating it that way. Because obviously people are putting them there. It's in their interest to have them cleaned once or twice a year, isn't it? But that's like an industrial sort of point of view. So are you finding it's like commercial work, or this like your residential cleaning, like you're doing alongside your windows and they're asking for their solar panels cleaned as well? Because I get some of my customers ask me to whiz over their solar panels. They're not really that bad. It's just to get the odd bit of bird mess off. So obviously when it's the ones that have never been touched for about 20 years covered in lichen, you're like, oh my God. How's it work in Belgium then, Emmerich? Reference to window cleaning, is it like here in the UK where we do like every 4 weeks or every 8 weeks, or like some people do every 6 weeks? I know like in Germany it's similar to America where people have outside and inside cleaned, but maybe only done every 6 months or once a year. So it's kind of like a big ticket number, whereas here in the UK we tend to just be the outside only. I know I've got a couple of customers I do the insides, but that's because they've asked me and they can't do it anymore. I just wondered how it was in Belgium, or if it's pretty much the same as here, as we're all pretty close. But thanks for watching the live, mate. Nellie's just saying it's been a funny year for pressure washing. New inquiries have been lower than normal, but the regular yearly customers have been keeping us going. And that's kind of like the rapport that you've built, isn't it, Nellie, with your customers? And it's something they like getting done every year. Saves them doing it. And they're happy with what you do. And for the price, I suppose, I think it's a worthwhile price for them to do that. But yeah, I think it is getting tougher, isn't it? I do feel sorry for younger people now trying to get a house. Needs 2 of you to work just to have a deposit saved, doesn't it? As Emmerich's just saying, no restrictions here, but huge incentives to build some in the last few years. So I'd say about 20% of homes. Okay, so is popular with the residents, not just businesses. Yeah, I think there's a big push everywhere, isn't there, to go solar panels, which kind of makes sense. So I take it all the big incentives as well, obviously, is what's helping that happen. Because I know I've spoke to some of my customers say they were looking at solar panels, but they're just thinking they probably will no longer be on this world when it comes around to the time it takes to pay off the solar panels. So they haven't bothered. And from speaking to some of the customers here, it looks like there's going to be a switch from oil over to biogas at some point. And I was saying, because my house is on oil, that's how the whole of like Cambridgeshire and Lincolnshire is basically. But apparently they've said from the guys that come out and service the heaters, saying it's really easy to convert your oil heater to then run biogas. So I'm guessing at some point for us around here that's going to be the big energy switch. And it probably smell like I've been cleaning my van every day. To be honest, Mills Cleaner, I would have, with a dash cam, yeah, it's just obviously your insurance company's not bothered, but it is vital, I think, to have a dash cam, because I said if we had one in our car, it would have made life so much simpler And I know people who've got a dash cam have said when it comes to a payout, it's been a bit slow. But when they've said, I've got a dash cam, the insurance company looked at it and said, yeah, it's fine, it's not your fault. And it's helped them out. Something we need to get for our car, really. I should even get one in my van, I suppose. Emmerich saying here, really depends on the client. Most residential clients want their windows cleaned 1 to 4, sometimes, 6 times a year. But most leads don't want to get in any contracts. Yeah, we don't really have contracts over here, or people like me anyway. I'm just a self-employed window cleaner. It's all verbal, so there's laws with that, but there's no written contract. So if someone said to me they want doing every 4 weeks and say after the first clean, they could turn around and cancel anyway, and that's that. But yeah, I can see what you're saying. Some people don't want to commit. So is that, I take it that's normal in Belgium then? That's sort of like the normal thing rather than like we have like a monthly or bi-monthly service. They just have it done basically quarterly. So that must mean you can afford to put prices up because they're going to be harder to clean and dirtier, isn't it? Okay, and you're saying it's mainly inside and outside. You don't have a single client for outside only. Just shows you we've got it quite easy in terms being outside. Regularly cleaned outside water-fed poles a lot easier than having to do similar to a first clean every time, if you get what I mean. It's funny, isn't it? How it varies, but we're all kind of like, we're in Europe, not too far away from each other. Because like, I think when I listen to some of the podcasts with the Americans, I think they're trying to get monthly or bi-monthly cleans in rather than like the big ticket numbers, because it just means you've already got work for next month planned in, if that makes sense, rather than having to keep chasing up work. So I take it, Emmerich, as well, you try and ask people, do you want it in the next like 3 months, so you can try and book it in. Because I know like some people offer discounts if it's more regular, and then if it's every 6 months they get less of a discount, that sort of thing. It's interesting. So Irish is saying, yeah, prices are very different. I'm amongst the most expensive from what I know, but most window cleaners can accept 200 to 300 easily for a house. That sounds like to me, mate, you're on the right end. I'm probably on the cheap end for a normal window cleaner here in the UK as well. And at the end of the day, you just cut yourself short, don't you? But you put your price up and learn as you go. So you're probably doing spot on. Not that I know how it is in Belgium, like, but I think as well, if you, it doesn't matter on your price, as long as you've got a good name, people would be prepared to pay for it, won't they? It's like people going to expensive restaurants and you see the prices on the menu from outside, so you know what you're paying before you go in. And you just want the experience reflected that you're getting in the price, and I think it's no different for what you're doing for your clients. Do you find, because you're cleaning inside, that a lot of your customers like to be there while you're cleaning, or is there a lot of trust? So they'll let, you know, you'll have a key to get in, that sort of thing, clean it. Or like I said, to someone, you find most of the time someone's always there. Oh, just seen another comment coming, sorry. Hi, Kev. Yeah, I'm not too bad, mate. Oh, don't worry about being a bit late. You're not that late. We're just a normal chit-chat this week. Probably seen a couple of people have been unlucky with their vans. James, I think it was an MOT, was that? Without looking back. And then Mills cleaning, someone's gone and bloody hit his van. And yeah, I couldn't do a live last week. It's Downton Abbey was on the cinema, and I like Downton Abbey. I'm a big fan of that. I like it. That's one place I wouldn't mind cleaning. I don't know about you guys, but do you watch things like that? And when you're looking in the background, there's a big building and you're like going, right, if I had to clean this, how much would I quote or how much would I charge for that window? I do it all the time. Yeah, just wonder if everyone else is like that. My missus just laughs every time because I start asking her, how much do you reckon that window will cost? If you just had to do that this way. Yeah, I was a bit annoyed working last Saturday because I missed it at Switch Town game, but ended up getting postponed anyway. So it didn't end up being a bad thing. MXSound do indeed offer, from what I know, the best services in the area, not only in terms of cleaning quality, but also service. Oh, good man. And that just reinforces your prices, doesn't it? And people are happy to pay for it. And then hopefully them ones will become regular clients as well, even though it's done, like you say, 6 times or 2 or 3 times in a year. At least you know they're going to come back that way, isn't it? Cheers, Tiny. Yeah, Tiny. And I've got a button somewhere as well. If you already haven't, subscribe to the channel as well. Be appreciated. Emmerich is saying, my clients know they pay more, but they're guaranteed 100% satisfaction. It's like when you're looking at some products, isn't it? Sometimes if it's too good to be true, it is. And you know, sometimes if you pay that little bit extra, you're probably more likely to walk away with something you're happy with. So it's pretty much the same there, isn't it? At least they come back. That's a good sign, mate, though. So it means they're happy. And I think the fact they don't come back often, that's probably just human nature, isn't it? I expect they think they can save money by doing the next clean. Then you'll find the clean after that, they're not doing that again. And then come back to you. So it's been a nice kind of week when I've had them 3 days off, although I hate not working. And I managed to just end up watching stuff on BBC iPlayer. So I was watching that King and Conqueror. That was good. I enjoyed that. It's nice to have that freedom just to binge watch, really. Take the dogs out for a walk. When the wind died down enough, that is. But yeah, I'd rather work. But it was nice to have a little bit of a break when I don't normally get one. Kev is just asking, Emmerich, it used to be like that here, but it's definitely becoming more and more of a numbers game these days. Oh no, been on the verge of jacking it in. I think, to be honest, we all hit that at some point, mate. It's just, I suppose our government doesn't help, because I do moan a lot to my wife saying, you put a lot of effort into all this to just jump in your van, arrive at someone's house to clean a window. That's all you want to do. Yet everyone in your day-to-day life seems to like to get in the way of it and slow you down, don't they? And it's you that ends up getting home later. And then you feel like you're working for not a lot when you're paying out for this and paying out for that. And I know some of the money comes in, but a bit later. But you know what I mean? You just think, why are we working so hard? But I think anyone in any sort of job they're doing will say, why am I doing all this? And the tax man is taking most of it. And then they're giving it to people who don't work. So it's probably a bit on that, Kev. And I think every couple of years you're always going to be tweaking stuff because the cost of living goes up, prices going up a bit. It's trying to stay ahead of that curve, really, isn't it? But like I say, at some point when your customers can't afford stuff, then they start tailoring off. I suppose you just got to think, There's plenty of windows out there that need cleaning. So Emmerich's just saying, I don't understand what a numbers game and on the verge of jacking it in means. Jacking it in's like stop window cleaning. And I suppose the numbers game, it's trying to get enough work in, enough money in. But everyone's trying to make you spend more money than what you can get, which makes it hard. Definitely the window cleaning equipment's a lot of money, and that's going up a lot as well, isn't it? However, I'm happy with what I'm using. I mean, God, as well, I need a new section on my pole, the first section. But when I go on the X-Line website, they've only got it for an 18-foot pole, and I want one for 25. An 18-foot pole would fit it, but I'm holding out. But I've had the problems with my univalve for the last couple of weeks, not turning off all the time, but as I lower the pole, it will switch off. So I'm trying to work out what's going on there. But what's happened is I had a little crack on the end of the pole, so that's why. So I've ended up just getting my knife out, cut it off because it was that worn, it come off easily, and then it's made it workable again to avoid spending another 90 quid because I've got me 90 quid fine that I've got to pay later once this is over. Kev's just saying, definitely Rob, even for one-man band, you're always working behind the scenes with maintenance and booking, etc. Then customers mess you about. It just gets a bit much at times. I think we all feel like that, Kev. My wife, I'm lucky, she does that for me, but she stresses with how some of the customers can be funny. And that's when I just say to her, if they're doing your head in that much, if you want to get rid of them, just get rid of them, as long as we can afford to. Be polite, but just get rid of them. So I suppose if you've got that luxury, you can switch them customers around with someone else, can't you? It's when you haven't. But yeah, there's so much goes on other than just cleaning the window. And when you get home from work, there's still stuff that needs doing, stuff that needs fixing. And I find it hard to try and make a phone call because you can't, because it's always when you're working or the doctors want to see you, you've got to pick up your prescription and you're like, I can't, I need to work. I need the money. James saying, it's times when things go wrong that I'm glad I haven't binned off some of my jobs I hate doing, yeah. I'll probably take them for granted sometimes. It's all money and potential for recommendations. And like I've said, work always leads to work as well, doesn't it? So sometimes you might go to a job you don't like, but they recommend you to someone and you think, wow, that's a mega job. Hi, Luke. She's saying, hi Rob and all, might be a silly question, but what do you do about stubborn sap spots on windows? I've had a lot of windows lately which have been covered in them and the brush doesn't touch them. Good question. I'm lucky because most of the sap I clean off happens to come off all right. I've learned as well, there's a place to clean is a farmer, and I clean his conservatory roof regularly, but at a certain time of the year, just for a couple of months, there's a lot of tree sap drops off the tree onto his roof, and every time I've looked at it I thought, oh my god, it's going to be a nightmare, but it's come off no problem at all. So it probably also depends on the tree it's coming from with the sap, and I suppose this time of year with the sun it's getting baked on as well. So I can't really answer your question because the problems where I've had it, it's come off with water-fed pole, but I can imagine what the sap on the window's like. So I'm wondering if you're going to have to use like your traditional window scraper and give it a good soak. Have you tried maybe just watering up the window first with the sap on, clean some other windows and come back to it so it's had a bit of a soak? Or try a bit of washing up liquid or a degreaser of some kind, Synergy. But sap's definitely something different in it. It probably just depends on the tree. It may have to be a ladder and go up with a window scraper, mate. Oh yeah, saying I've recently changed serviced my univalve as well. So I did wonder if I had too much silicone grease on there. So when I pulled it to turn it off, it was that loose that basically somehow my hose was getting caught on the bottom of my pole or something. So as I collapsed it, then it sorted itself out. But it wasn't me. It was just down to I needed to trim off a bit at the tip of my section because it ended up being a crack in there because I noticed it because me clamp was spinning round and I was kept tightening it up and I thought, hang on a minute, and it was worn. So it was that. Pain in the glass, the univalve issue stated just needs, yeah, no, it's like I say, it's covered, mate. I'd recently done that, but yeah, I keep the service stuff for that. Emmett saying, now I get it. Indeed, not easy to stay in business for a long time. I try increasing, so you do a price increase every year. That's what a lot of people recommended me. I said I'll go up every 2 years, but I think if you're a bit behind on some of your prices, it might necessarily be all of them. It's just a couple of customers that are a bit low. Maybe put them up a little bit every year until you get it to where it's better for you. I've seen so much people go out of business because inflation has not been taken into account. Yeah, well, like you say, you've got to pay for your next van and other bits of equipment. There's always something. It's something I didn't think about when I first started window cleaning. Because your answer was always, I'll do an extra clean a day, an extra job. But when you realise you get to a certain amount of jobs in a day and you cannot do any more, then you know the only thing is your pricing. Ah, there we go. Luke with the tree sap Vision V2. I don't know if you know what that is. So I'm just... So just in case you don't know, Luke, so that's your Vision V2. It's an additive you put to the main tank of pure water in your van. I think it's like a maximum of 2 capfuls for a 500 litre tank. And then basically it mixes in with your water while you're driving around. So when you then clean the windows, it will come out bubbly on the window so you can see it's being used. But when you rinse it off and everything, it does not affect your TDS levels. And it will dry off like normal and apparently make your windows shine more. I used to use it, but I've just gone back to pure water. But it's kind of like adding a TFR sort of thing. But it also makes your water so it can like be a hydrophilic. So it'll sheet better down the window when you're rinsing. So it does do other stuff. And it does say on there it's good for snail trails. So like paint in the glass, saying it'll probably be good on the sap as well. Yeah, no, I'd done that before, mate. So I'd recently serviced it. I've probably already explained it anyway. It's just the end of my pole had a crack in there. I think it's on my clamp because it started spinning round too much. Is tree sap? Is sap trees resin? Yes, it is, mate. Just saying you use alcohol to get it off when it's still a bit fresh. So there you go. Right, look, that's given everyone an idea now. So we're always going to be working near pubs or off licenses or have some form of alcohol to hand. Marcus saying sap on windows, squirt some Ubic 2000 or similar on the brush first. That's what I do. Never go anywhere without a small spray bottle of Ubic in my pouch, mixed at 1 to 10 for stubborn bits. Good tip. Yeah, I've used Ubic 2000. I've got some of that as well in me shed, but I like using this energy. And whatever you're using, I always have some in a spray bottle anyway, handy. So that's another good tip, and I've learned something new. Kev's just saying the amount of additives, soap solutions and different cleaning chemicals some people use it. Must be like being a scientist to try and work out which one's best. Yeah, it's all going to be trial and error, isn't it? And following the trends. I suppose at the end of the day, you always go back to something that you've used first time round, the old faithful. Nellie's saying you use the V2 additive. Isopropyl alcohol. Damn, I thought I was going to get a good excuse there for the police if they stop me. But it's not worth it, is it? Because if you lose your licence, that's it. You can't drive your van, can you? Mind you, get out of me driving the family car everywhere. Get my wife driving. Then I could go out having a drink then when we go to family meals instead of being the one who's driving. Luke's just saying to everyone, thanks. Okay, not heard of Vision V2. Might give it a go. Also, Ubik 2000s. Thanks, guys. This is on window cleaning warehouse, mate, but you can get it from lots of other different places as well. There's a version 1 and then there's a version 2. And I think it's a 500 litre bottle, which will last you like 3 or 4 months, I think, if you're going to use it. Yeah, there you go. Look, it just says for cleaning, rinsing, improves sheeting, reduce spotting, does not affect TDS, 500ml bottle. Look up on YouTube, Luke, and sort of like try and do a bit of research, or like someone said, a bit of Ubik 2000, spray it on your brush and then put it up to the tree sap. And you can get Ubik 2000 delivered to you as well from Amazon. Let's just take a look anyway how much that would be. Gone to put Ubik and it's come up with Rubik cubes. Yeah, so made by Clover, Ubik 2000, looks like £16.89. That's delivered, 5 litre bottle. But then I'd probably get a pack of 2 instead, because it'll cost you, well, it says £26. We say an extra tenner, you get an extra Ubik 2000, basically, two packs instead of 1. So hopefully some good tips there, and something I got told when I was in the military is a silly question is one you never ask. So nothing's a silly question really, and you know if you ask it, it's probably about 3 or 4 other people who were thinking the same thing anyway. Nellie's just saying, yeah, Vision V2 is a pure water additive. It helps with the general window cleaning. We add it to our pure water tanks on a Monday. Oh, so you don't do it like every day. Is that because you put the higher dose in, do you? And obviously you're not emptying the tank, so therefore it's thinning out on the clean between on them days, if you get what I mean. Sort of like makes it go a bit further that way as well. That's a good idea, that. Makes perfect sense. It threw me at first because it was the bubbles, and I put 2 capfuls, I think, in my 500 litre tank, and I was doing it daily, so that's probably why. But yeah, I did get used to it, and I think I used it for about a year. It's just, I can't remember why, I just stopped using it. Just stuck with the pure water. Could be worth doing, see if it'll cut down the amount of water I do use, as I'm pretty renowned for using too much, but that's because I'm a bit finicky. Like Emmerich says, you just want to do a good job, don't you? See customers happy, and you walk away and just forget that clean. I've had my son David help me 2 days this week as well, so it's been nice because it's made me finish a bit earlier. He must save me an hour in a day. Nellie's saying, as well as using the V2, anything that's stubborn, you then use the Ubic 2000 on the brush. And the Ubic 2000's a good one because it's safe on most surfaces for you to use as well. So I think that's why it's a really good favourite. And with all these different chemicals that come and go, it still is one of the favourites as well, isn't it? But yeah, like I said, I looked at the weather for the week. It's looking all good, so I'm hoping I'll get a good month's work. I just need to earn as much money as I can with what's left of this month, so I can still aim to be paying off some of this debt. I'll be happy with that, because once that debt's removed, that would be profit that I'm saving up. And then hopefully next year that could go towards a hot water system. Or if not, probably halfway to getting a new van, because something's probably going to hit me at some point. Kev's just saying, I have a spray bottle of a cleaner called Orange Power mixed with water. It's quite gentle, but very good to put a little on the brush head to help get rid of sap. And it's also good on the gutters, so like your face soft and gutters. There you go, Luke. Let's see if we can find it. It's coming up with that Virasol. That's another good one from Clover. I probably won't be able to find it. I was looking on Amazon because it said Orange Power and I thought, oh, I'll have it. But it's now come up with completely different pictures of other products which do not have that name. Have you got a link to that, Kev? Just in case Luke wants it. Emmerich's just saying, to answer the question from earlier, my residential almost always are on site, even though there are exceptions. Right, I got it. So most of the time they like to be there for you to clean the insides. But like you say, if they're really regular customers, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't even... They'd be happy. Like I've got a few, just give me keys to gates. So when they're not in, I just use the key to let myself in. And there's one house as well. He's given me the code so I can get round to the back. I get the key to his house, walk through. That's a bungalow. Walk through his bungalow to then unlock the padlock on the gate for him, and I do the reverse on the way out. So he lets me do that. Well, that's what he told me to do. Mills saying I like razor wash in a bottle, foams up really well. I like, so you can spray bottle and then spray it on the brush head when you need it. Yeah, that all makes sense, mate. I'll have a check tomorrow who's made, but I can't remember. Yeah, and it's probably in the garage or something right now, or your van. Brought it from a local cleaning supplies company. I'll pop the name in the company in the comment. Cheers. There you go, Luke. Kev will chuck it down there. Hopefully that'll be of use for you. That's a really good price, yeah. And there's someone near me. They're called Hugh Crane Cleaning Supplies. They do lots of different cleaning products, and you can buy stuff from them, but it's like a 20-minute drive for me. And if I haven't got time, that's why sometimes I get them off Amazon. But if I was passing there and swing in, that's when I get that bright. I get it from him, and he always does good prices. But that's a really good price there, mate. Yeah, so MX is saying some leave a key in a little box with a code on it, but it's exceptional when that happens. Yeah. It just depends on the person. Are you finding, Emmerich, that a lot of people actually work from home nowadays after COVID? Because in the UK, there's still quite a few people who work from home and take phone calls and work in their office. So there always tends to be someone home a lot of the time now. And does everyone else find that here in the UK as well? Luke's just thanking everyone. No worries, mate. I'm glad everyone's helpful as well, and I've learnt stuff from that as well. Like I said, silly questions, one you don't ask. But yeah, there's still quite a few customers of mine that are working from home still. And round here, the harvest is kind of like long gone. So there's a lot of people happy now. And the baling up and the mess the tractor sleeve's gone. They tend to be working in fields, but late at night at the moment, so it's not too bad during the day. But I do get the odd round where it is full of really dirty windows. Me and Matthew are trying to clean. But on the whole, they're getting better now than what they were last couple of months that have gone by. So it's starting to feel a bit easier. And we're not probably going to get many sunny days left anymore, are we now? So I'll start drawing in. And I want to pay my debts off so I can get myself a decent waterproof jacket, because the one I've got does not really keep me that dry. So I'd like a good jacket. There's always something that you've got to get before you what you've got your mind on. But what we're on, yeah, it's my dad's birthday yesterday, Saturday 20th, so we're close, aren't we, to getting to the end of the month. So I just hope the rest of the month goes well. It was meant to be another good month in terms of money, but them 3 days have cut me down a bit. And then I took a day off to sort the glasses out. That took a while, that appointment. Problem with people who work from home, then and want you there until 10 a.m. Somebody's got to be first. Get your ass out of bed. Or what you find is at home that they just can't come out to speak to you or answer the door, which is a good thing sometimes, but because they're actually taking phone calls and working. So if you do have to unlock a gate, you're having to wait for them to answer the door to come out and unlock the gate. Yeah. And then we're up early, aren't we, to try and get stuff done and get out the door. Like we're saying, there's a lot of work just to get out and clean a window, yet everyone seems to at some point try and slow that process and stop you, and you're like, how hard is it just to clean the bloody window? But yeah, I'm still like being a window cleaner, I must admit. I like being outside, chatting away with my customers and stuff. James is asking, are you picking up many inquiries? I've got some sat in my business Facebook, like Messenger business suite, that I've actually got to remind my wife, and a couple of emails actually of people asking. But my wife's been really picky because we're so full, we can't just take people on. But it's handy being like that, because sometimes you lose a customer, but they're very quickly replaced. So the churn rate's kind of okay, actually. But we are on the whole having to turn away work because I need another van. But that's going to bring a whole load of other problems. So we're just kind of staying as we are at the moment, kind of managing. But who knows? I suppose tweak things a bit better. I think once you've got everything right and you're happy with everything, the way it works, your pricing, if you want to push, go for it then, can't you? Because you know what you're doing. Yes, mate, my van is sign written. I got that day one done locally. It cost me at the time 400 quid, so I dread to think what it would cost now. And he did the sides, the back, and then he also made up with some leftover stuff. He's made it sign written on the front, on the bonnet as well. Because he just said to me, it was a good idea. I said, yeah, just do it. Because he's saying if you've got an elderly customer looking at you, you're driving forward onto their drive, they might not know who you are. So, and I liked it. So, yeah, and I found the sign written van really good. It's helped me. I'll get walk-ups or people just take pictures on my van. And that's been sign written from day one, so it's nearly 8 years. I I have been wondering, it sounds daft, but at some point I was thinking I'll probably take all that off, get it redone. And before I do, I'm going to get the van touched up. So, but see how much it will cost first. Because it's been good to me, really, despite the things I've had to go through, is treat it so it looks all right and then get it re-signed, written again. Because I think having a nice, clean van as a cleaner is important. But you know, the day I do that, someone will just drive into me, won't they? It's got a few marks here and there on it. It's a work van. Right, well, I've been going about an hour, so I think I'll draw it to a close soon. Spend a bit of time with the missus. A reminder about these people asking for quotes. Then chase them up. And then, yeah, see how I get on there. Hopefully I'll survive that. But thanks everyone for tuning in. Sorry I didn't do the last 2 lives, like I said. Thanks Emmerich as well from Belgium for tuning in, mate. Thank you. It's interesting to see how things working out where you are. Kev, keep your head up, mate, and keep with it. We all have them down bits. I have. But I think once you're working, you just get your mind set on something, you're all right, isn't it? It's just at the end of the month when you ain't got much left, you think, what was it for? But you speak to anyone in any job, they all tend to be saying that, I think. Mills as well, mate. I hope you get your van sorted out. I'm glad you can work with it tomorrow. But sorry, I was getting rid of some dust. I've got to get used to these eyes. Look up reading glasses down, wrong thing. But I'm sure they'll be good. All the best to you as well, Nelly. Cheers, Marcus, mate. So, cheers, James, as well. So I just seen your message as well. Thanks, everyone, for joining in. And hopefully next week I'll have something better to talk about. Try and keep it light-hearted. We don't want it depressing, do we? It's hard enough. It could be worse. We could be having to go up and down ladders for every single window we clean. Think of it that way. But then again, I could eat more. No worries, Kev, mate. Honestly, we're all like that. Oh, make my wife jealous, mate. All right, that's it from me. I'll see you next week. Take care. Have a good week, everyone, and be safe.